Welcome back, movie fans. It's the movie date with Rob and Zach. I'm Zach.
And I'm Rob.
And today we have another guest on the show. We're racking them up with the guest spots here.
We're running out of enthusiasm, so we outsourced it.
Today in the studio, we have Bear.
I guess.
An actual human bear hybrid.
Yeah, my name is Bear. It's weird. Just go with it.
You can find him on
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all at Bear the Comic, BAIR, the comic.
representing that good old Little Rock comedy.
Yeah. We've had Da Vinci on twice. We were going to have the two twins, who I don't know anything about, and you said they'd probably make us watch The Parent Trap because they're twins and that has twins in it. And I was like,
a good one to do.
Oh, no. I don't want to do that at all. That sounds awful.
Pretty sure they would hate that movie.
But they would do it because they're twins. Do you see why it's funny? Because they're twins and the movie has twins?
I don't know. Twins usually watch like pretty dope-ass movies. I'm just saying. Have you ever watched a movie with twins?
No, I need to. That's why I'm saying, like, it needs to happen.
Yeah.
But the movie that we're...
You forgot to say that it's a podcast for people who love movies.
Yeah, this is a podcast for people who like movies but don't want to be too smug about it.
Yeah, that's it.
And so if that's you've come to the right place.
That doesn't sound as good when we say it 3 minutes in after the intro.
And
we're doing it again. Nope, we're keeping it rolling.
We're moving along. What we're talking about today is Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Terrible title.
Terrible title.
It's a smug title.
Was the kingdom ever arisen?
No, like it was like.
I mean, I guess you could say that for the first Jurassic World because the park's open and there's a lot of them.
Like what, a week? And
no, it was like a year in the movie. I guess doesn't matter.
So
it's a stupid title. I know we're not supposed to be smug about it, but I don't like the title.
So, do you want to do the
I thought the title was the best
or
part.
Should we do our own really scathing synopsis of this movie?
Do the official synopsis, just so we can get in the habit of doing it. Because you recommended that last time, and you were right to recommend it.
Hang on.
Nothing like dead air to keep the listeners occupied.
Not only am I leading this episode, I'm also serving as comptroller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to Google this while you run the shit?
Need as a guy for this. We're not going to make the guest be the comptroller. That's a terrible idea. 3 years after the destruction of Jurassic World theme park, Owen Grady and Claire Deering return to the island of Isla Nublar to save the remaining dinosaurs from a volcano that's about to erupt. They soon encounter terrifying new breeds of gigantic...
Scrolling.
Yeah, that's as far as we've got.
I'll narrate it like Morgan Freeman.
I can't see the rest of it.
Andy Dufresne.
Of gigantic...
Jesus Christ, Zach. Are you okay?
This does not make for good podcasting. My internet's acting up. It's being a fool.
A volcano explodes and then stuff ensues. I don't know what they were saying about terrifying new species.
They were trying to save the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as you can tell, we're really unenthused about this movie.
Do expectations. We're supposed to do expectations.
Yeah. My expectations going into this thing were, it's probably going to be decent. You know, it's going to be probably like a Lost World rehash. It's going to be worth my time.
Yeah. Every time a trailer for that came, when we were watching any other movie in theaters, every time a trailer came on for this movie, you'd look at me and you'd go, like the movie just insulted your mother.
Yeah.
Those trailers sucked.
Yeah, but when I finally got up to the theater, you know, I was like, okay.
Sure, fair enough.
Give it a chance. Give it a shot.
Yeah.
Bear, what did you think?
Like going into it?
Yeah.
What did you think?
What did you want to see?
As a kid, I loved the Jurassic Park movies, the original ones, and my son, he likes the first Jurassic World, so I was like, all right, this probably be all right. Like, I figured it would be written more for children, but that it would be good enough to keep me entertained throughout the thing.
I wish that it was written for children.
Like, I mean, I just had low expectations going in because I'm not a big fan of the franchise anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was going in, I saw when I saw Jurassic World, I saw it in theaters with a guy who loves Jurassic Park, and for some reason, I don't know, I channeled my inner Zach, so I walked out of it going, man, fuck this movie. But then I watched it. I bought like a big giant like 4 Blu-ray pack that has all the franchise so far, and I rewatched it just on like a Jurassic marathon for that week, and I was like, you know what? I don't hate this movie. It's fun. It has some really cool, like scary dinosaur kills. I think, I would say it's on par with The Lost World.
The first Jurassic World was solid.
Yeah.
It's not great.
No,
But at least it's solid because it didn't take itself that seriously.
Yeah, and
it had someone like running from a T-Rex and pumps. So
yeah, and weird, like the visual effects felt better in that movie than in other movies before and after it. This one, and I don't know. At least the movie knew what it wanted to be, and the trailers were engaging. But like when I watched the trailers for this movie, I was like, I don't know what this movie's about. I know there's a cool volcano action sequence, but like I don't. What's the movie about? You can't tell watching the trailers. You have no idea.
And here's the thing: the plot is so just shallow.
Yeah,
it doesn't even. It tries to rehash, like I said, it tries to rehash a lost world in a lot of ways. And same kind of like basic stuff happens.
Yeah, it feels like a rehash of all the movies at some point or another.
That you said, like my biggest problem with the plot was like the way.
I haven't finished my expectations yet.
Okay, sorry.
Oh my god, bro.
No, my expectations as we got closer and closer to seeing the movie got lower and lower because I just kind of knew I wasn't going to like it. Before we went to see the movie, I told Zach we should go see Hereditary. Everyone's flipping out about it. Be a cool horror movie. And you were like, ugh, fine, was what you texted me. And then I said, well, no, you pick. And you said Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And I wish we had seen Hereditary.
Well, you wanted to also see Sicario 2. And I was like, I would be interested in that, but I haven't seen the first one. So
you should see. That's an incredibly awesome movie. Yeah, it's by the guy who did Blade Runner 2049 and Arrival.
I like me some Del Toro, man.
Yeah, he's awesome in that movie. Like when he was cast in Star Wars: The Last Jedi, I was hoping that he was just going to be that character, a stone cold murderer in a kids movie. It's probably not going to happen, but he's really good in that. Anyway, let's get to the nitty gritty. I got some stuff I need to say. I'm not usually this animated.
All right. So, in a spoiler-free kind of way, Bear, what did you think about the movie overall?
Overall, I thought it was poorly written. My biggest problem with the movie was the writing.
So far as what within the writing?
Okay, so the dialogue itself was
bad,
cheesy, cliche, bad, but in a way that you just you expected it. Like they would say something, go, oh, I know what the next 5 lines of dialogue are going to be.
I expected every single twist.
Right.
Unquote.
And then, so that was bad, but also the way the plot was written, I'm not going to give it away, but like the way the plot was written was very shallow, and like the characters' motivations, I didn't believe them because it's not a believable motivation.
Yeah.
Like to put in a situation they were putting their lives on the line to save these dinosaurs.
So
and I was like, nobody
before logic in this movie.
Like no animal rights activist would go into a volcano to save some species that we resurrected. I just don't believe that.
Especially not when everyone else is saying that it's such a bad idea that they even exist in the first place.
Yeah.
Which feels like a late conclusion to come to 20-something years into this franchise, if that's indeed a wasted Jeff Goldblum cameo.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah. We do get some kind of cool stuff in here. Like we get some of the implications that your heroes of the film, Chris Pratt's character, Bryce Dallas Howard's character, they're actually
culpable.
Kind of they're kind of responsible for everything bad that happens in a sort of snowballing sort of way.
I'd agree with that if it wasn't so over the top and ham-fisted.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I think I have a whole list of specifics I'm going to get into where every 3 seconds I would open up my notes and be like, that was dumb, and write that down. But
the Jurassic Park movies are about learning from your mistakes, or I guess not learning from the same mistakes.
I think Jurassic Park movies...
This movie was a mistake.
That's good. No, I think Jurassic Park movies need to stop trying to have big philosophical questions. Jurassic World was better than this because Jurassic World was fun. You remember? You guys have both seen it, right? So you remember when the Indominus Rex gets out of the enclosure for the first time, and like you see that part where Chris Pratt covers himself in gasoline to stop it from smelling him because he know it's a super predator. And you see that poor fat guy from underneath the car, and he gets picked up and mutilated. It's scary. And like it's fun, and like it's a much more interesting and like novel approach because now the park is open and we get to see like
like they try a bunch of really quote scary stuff in this. Like I feel like a lot of it was trying to push for like a horror feel.
Yeah.
Lots of the jaws opening and the shadows of the jaws and those
that was good
moments and stuff, and a lot of those like were good, but we've seen it. That's like it so many times before.
Yeah, and like there's a distinct lack of people getting killed by dinosaurs in this. The first real kill doesn't come till like
kill, but no kill.
And I have something to say about the specifics of that kill as well. But I felt like remember like the first time, and I don't have this rosy colored nostalgia for Jurassic Park where people are like it's my defined my childhood, and you have the big like
I'll stand behind the original Jurassic Park for this reason.
Sure. Like I'm not saying it's bad.
Fanboy for this reason.
Sure.
The CGI still holds up.
Yes, and I'm not saying it's out of all these movies, it's probably the best for me.
About the original Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was all animatronic. I didn't realize any of it was CGI.
Yeah, there's some early CG in there.
There's a good portion of CGI in there. Like the scene where they hide behind the log where like
the Gallimimus
looking dinosaurs are like that's all CGI.
Yeah.
The Brontosaurus was CGI.
There's a few shots of the T-Rex that are CG and stuff, and it's pretty good. And
there is some practical dinos in this. I noticed that there's a good portion of practical, and I applaud that.
And the last one, I think, as well. But I when I say I don't have rosy colored glasses for Jurassic Park, I think it's great. But I think you'll never capture that movie again. You'll never have another Life Finds a Way. Another one of those big philosophical conversations. So I don't give a shit. I just want mayhem and carnage, and I want some cool.
Here's the thing. I don't want Jurassic Park to be Rampage.
Yeah. I think that the best you can get is like Jurassic World, or you can talk about the aspects of consumerism and how they make dinosaurs because they're dangerous looking and how stupid that is.
The big ending twist for this movie does kind of open the franchise up a bit.
Sure.
And we'll talk a little bit about that more when we go into spoilers.
Yeah. I don't want to be clear. I don't want it to be Rampage either, but you're never gonna. It's 5 movies in. You're not gonna turn around and have a deep thinking man's dinosaurs attack movie. So I don't really care enough. I just want a good movie, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, like this movie sucked for kind of the same reasons why the last Godzilla movie sucked.
Yeah.
Well, also like how many Jurassic Park movies have like shit gone wrong when they're like, hey, don't let the dinosaurs out of the cages.
Formula.
And then they're like, oh, we're definitely going to let these dinosaurs out of their cages now. So it's retarded.
But even in those other movies, they do it in ways that even if you see it coming, it's still fun.
Right.
In The Lost World, when those 2 T-Rexes are next to the bus, that's a great sequence. Yeah. And by the way, I don't know when we decided that these movies have to become big action movies. Like, they're not action movies. Like, that volcano... This is not a spoiler because it's in the trailers. That volcano sequence feels like really long and kind of unnecessary. And I think back to my favorite scenes from these other movies. They're never these big visual effects extravagant. Like, the dinosaurs are visual effects. But, like, in The Lost World, like when they're running through the tall grass and the raptors are yanking people down, that's a great scene. That's I don't need big action movie cliches in this, but they're all over the place, and I just feel really kind of exhausted with it. There's like a Chris Pratt like hand-to-hand fight scene. I'm like, why? He's I get it. He's Chris Pratt. He's handsome. He's got a hairy chest. He's charming. I don't need him to become like Leonidas or something like that. I just need I'd rather he was just like an interesting animal wrangler.
Yeah. How did the dinosaur dude learn how to fight like that?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, his backstory is he's like a
ex-Marine or something. Yeah, but it feels cliche, and I just like all that stuff felt bad for me, just like bad and boring and toothless.
All right. So anything good? Anything you liked about the movie? Spoiler free here. Yeah. Anything you liked about it?
I have 2 things.
Before we get into spoilers.
I have 2 things. Neither of these are really spoilers. Barry Wong comes back as Dr. Henry Wu.
Yeah, we knew that. Though.
And I like the fact that he comes back because I would never have thought to bring him back for Jurassic World or something. Because in the first one, when Jeff Goldblum is yammering at him that life will find a way, and he's going like, "Oh, all the animals in Jurassic Park are female," and he says,
"And they got the lysine thing."
Yeah, and he says like, "Oh, you're suggesting that a park full of entirely female dinosaurs will breed?" And he's kind of smug and he trusts in the science almost too much. And now that's carried forward like 20 years. And when he creates the Indominus Rex, he creates something that's scientifically amazing, but he gets weirdly attached to it. And I like that.
He's become like a mad Frankenstein scientist. Yeah,
but it's not silly and over the top the way like other villains are.
Wong's got the best character development in Jurassic Park. Yeah, no,
yeah, maybe. I mean, he
overarching.
He has maybe some of the only character development because we don't get a lot of other characters coming back anyway.
Right.
But also my favorite dinosaur makes a cameo, the Pachycephalosaurus, the chrome dome dinosaur that headbutts things.
Yeah,
I like it.
A pretty good sequence with that dino. That was
I felt like a good thing about the movie, even though a lot of the two lead characters, Chris Pratt and I forget the woman's name,
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yes. I feel like while their characters are pretty much cliches, I feel like they played it well. I don't feel like I feel like the acting was on point.
Sure.
I just feel like it's the writing.
If I looked at the screenplay and I was like, I have to say this, that I feel like they say it in the best way they can.
Yes.
There's a lot of cliched, not just dialogue, but cliched movie moments in this movie.
The beginning scene when they meet up, when they have to find a reason for them to have been apart for so long, and they do the meetup or whatever, which
felt unnecessary.
It feels like they were both acting as if like, oh, this is just the stupidest thing. So that's the way they acted it. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Each Jurassic Park movie opens with some sort of disaster happening, so I don't feel like it's a spoiler to say this one does too. I did like the opening. I liked some of the snatch and grab stuff that we got there. I think it's the best stuff in the movie because everything else is like non-existent.
I liked use of practical animatronics.
Yes.
I liked.
We're talking around the content of the movie as much as we can because the actual content sucks.
Yeah, I like some of the creepy, reach out with the claw hand kind of stuff. Some of those jump scares are pretty good.
And like the main bad dinosaur or engineered dinosaur in the movie looked good. Like looked scary, looked
fucking ferocious.
Yeah, all the visual effects don't leave anything to be desired. I think they look as good or better than Jurassic World.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, a tidbit about this: the T-Rex that we see in this movie is the original T-Rex from Jurassic Park. The woman, the lady T-Rex. T-Rexes can be ladies too.
Oh, Mama T.
Yeah, she's got the one with the scars on her. That's supposed to be the original one from the very first one. They don't ever reference it, but the director said in like an interview that's the old T-Rex that's been alive for like 30-something plus years.
Yeah.
So that's, cool.
That's cool.
All right, so moving right along, let's row this boat on into spoiler waters.
Yes. I don't like it. I don't think you should see it. I probably won't buy it on Blu-ray. Yes.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Okay. We can talk spoilers now, right?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. The fucking dinosaur in the end, the Indoraptor, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. They built up all this super stuff to the Indoraptor. Then we finally get him on screen. He's locked in a cage, whatever. We know he's going to get out. But they can use a gun to like tag somebody and then he goes and kills them. They do that one time and then say, we don't need that for the plot anymore. And then they never use that again.
Until the very end.
Yeah.
And like the whole thing with the...
Also, the Indoraptor is redundant in itself.
Right.
Because we've seen it before. It's a smaller Indominus Rex. Which
exactly.
I felt like you've already peaked. The Indominus Rex was the best idea you'll ever have, and I was just kind of okay on it in the first one. So I was like, it felt, bringing it back just felt like it's the law of diminishing returns. It's just not as good as the first one.
And who works with dinosaurs and doesn't have guns?
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
what's up with all the tasers?
Here's what I thought, pretty much, like bar none about the whole movie. The end of the movie is that dinosaurs get loose upon the world.
11
They're
or
brought
something.
back to 11 species unleashed upon the mainland. Okay. It feels like that's what they wanted. Like that was just the goal of the fucking movie was get it to that point, and the rest didn't matter. Just however you want to get us there.
That is an accurate statement, and
Sure.
I liked that idea way
It's
better.
a cool idea.
Well, I
Great
liked it-
idea. Way to open it up to the last, in the trilogy.
Maybe we'll
or
get a
whatever.
good third one.
Yeah, I just liked it better when it was called Planet of the Apes.
Those movies are good.
Zing.
Yeah. Also, there's only one T-Rex, so that T-Rex is going to be dead eventually. There's one Velociraptor, I
Yeah.
think. So like,
So pretty much you're
yeah,
just
they're
gonna
out
have
in
a
the
lot of
wild, but is it that
pteranodons.
big of a deal? The scariest part is having that giant plesiosaur, the fish dinosaur.
Yeah, the megalodon.
That's
or
like
whatever.
so big, and it's the biggest dinosaur in this whole franchise.
Yeah.
It's so scary. Every time I see it, I'm like, I want more of that.
See, when
in the opening sequence, when you see those guys in the little mini submarine,
Oh,
they're
you know they're
slowly-
gonna get eaten
Yeah, they're
up.
slowly going back, and you see its big jaws just waiting for it to get in there. And
I was
like,
waiting for this
that was
entire
great.
movie to be about that dinosaur. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this is
And
what we're getting. It's
they
going to be in
just,
the
like,
ocean.
He just swims out the gate in the beginning.
And we don't see him again
That
to the
would've been
very
really
end.
cool, actually.
Like
If
an
they just did
ocean.
like an ocean, fucking water world, Jurassic Park. Like they're on an oil.
That's
tanker
where I
the
thought
whole
it was
time.
going when we were watching it.
Yeah, that
would
movie
be
is coming out. It's called The Meg with the big shark movie with Jason
Oh,
Statham,
that's
which I
already
want
a movie?
to. Yeah, which I want to see.
Huh.
Looks pretty good. Looks better than this. But yeah, that shot of the big dinosaur in the water by the surfers,
Yeah.
that was great. It was in the trailers, and then I saw it
Yeah.
like at the very end of the movie.
I don't know. I would be really scared about the pterodactyls or the pteranodons or whatever they're called.
Yeah, they
But
just
again,
snatch you up.
not very many in the wild. They're non-native species.
It's like
they're
3.
not breeding. They would be like as soon as the first report. Say that we're going to carry this plot forward into another movie. Like
As soon as a
Well, they're
baby,
gonna-
As soon as
a
somebody
rich
gets-
white baby is snatched out of a crib,
no shit,
they're
it's going to be
gone.
open season and they're going to be put down, and
Yeah.
it's not going to be that difficult. Oh, have you seen a dinosaur in the neighborhood? It's not like you're out there looking for like a rogue bear that's gone and attacked people or a mountain lion or
Yeah.
something. No, it's like something that you've never seen before.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they also have like all those geneticists who bought the dinosaurs. We know some of them made it out of that auction.
sure.
We
I have
also
some things to say
know
about
that they
that.
probably recovered some of the their scientific work and stuff like they always do.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely see the number of dinosaurs increase in the third one. I'm certain of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
They'll become a nuisance and a problem.
Let's talk about some of the bad guy, the human people, because that's where I think this movie really sucks.
Oh, it suffers greatly.
As soon as
You get the Buffalo Bill to play. the
yes,
bad
as
guy.
soon as I looked at you when this happened, I was like, as soon as Owen and Claire, Bryce
Do we
Dallas
even
Howard's
care?
character,
Do we even
are they
care?
even people? As soon as so they get on this.
Well, by
plane-
the end of the movie, they're not. They're like the worst people.
Yeah. So they touch down on Isla Nublar or whatever, and there's this whole big operation set up. So a mysterious rich benefactor decides he's going to pay to get them off the island from the volcano, which barely works at all. It's haphazard at best. But they touch down, and there's this Ranger Rick looking motherfucker with his hat and his army of dude bros behind him with his beard. They all look like you. They have big beards and tattoos, and they got guns, and they're and I'm just like, I wonder if these guys are the bad guys. I wonder if
Oh, yeah.
if a big double cross is gonna happen, and it happens in
And they're
6 minutes.
They're so one dimensional, and their motivation is so like.
Well,
Get
I mean,
first
their
levels to
their
get 'em
motivation is the best you could have because I'm getting paid to steal dinosaurs. I can understand that, but they
there's-
make the bad guy a dick so that when he gets killed later, we'll feel validated. Like he yanks a tooth out of a stegosaurus, like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm saving these for my necklace because I'm an asshole. And I was like, and then he tries to do it to the Indoraptor, and it rips his arm off. And that was like the first real dinosaur kill of the movie.
And it's like in the fucking final act of the movie.
Yes. I go to these movies to see some carnage. I want some carnage. I'll sit through the
We got to see
talking.
more dinosaurs die than anything.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
Which
good
was just
point.
sad.
I know. That's a good point. I didn't even think about
Really,
that.
the whole movie is like a Sarah McLaughlin commercial, but for dinosaurs.
It really is. It's like there's a animal rights activist undertone throughout the whole thing. Like imagine Avatar, but written for PETA.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather just watch Avatar again.
Yeah, I'd rather watch Avatar.
At least Avatar is kind of fun.
Yeah,
at
and
times
it's
and
cool.
stuff. So yeah, those characters were all dumb. You know what? We don't need in any more of these movies any more little funny sidekick characters. Get rid of them. We don't need them. They're never funny. Just have one main person and another main person, and that's it. Because all their jokes were dumb and stupid. And I'm sitting here with two comedians. I want to talk about how bad these jokes are because I wrote all of them down.
You wrote all of them down.
Not all of them. All the ones that I was like,
Read some of them off.
Ridiculously
Oh my God.
shitty.
I have to listen to this again.
I have 1% battery, so I'm going to go through this as quick as I can. Come on. Don't you die on me. All right.
I mean, we had Jubilee.
The bug spray joke by the nerdy tech guy who is
Yep.
a cardboard cutout. He's wiping himself down with bug spray and he hands it to the buff mercenaries next to him. You want some bug spray? Because that's good quality comedy that we admire in these movies.
And people in the military use bug spray all the fucking time. It's like we're not.
Yeah, they like secrete bug spray.
I have your side characters suck and not funny. That's just redundant. The cliche nerdy guy screams like a girl when he sees a monster because that's we haven't seen that before.
The super tough in the face of great danger, even when it's like to her detriment. Side character.
Yeah, she gets into a standoff with the mercenaries.
Like the
with
guy
the
who's gonna
guns.
shoot her in the head.
They-
She's like, no, don't hurt this dinosaur.
Yeah, they paralyze Chris Pratt. She picks up a gun and points at him, and they all point the guns
the
at her.
dumbest thing
and I'm
you
like,
can do.
"You're strong." We have a lady in the thing right here, so I would like to say that I am an egalitarian, but this woman and her strong, independent woman bullshit really annoyed me by the end of the movie.
That was retarded.
Yeah.
I felt because especially
It would be fine if it was the first time I'd ever seen this, but I see it in all these movies.
It
well, and
doesn't
that's the
make you
thing
a
is
great
like
character
the
just by
characters
acting
aren't
brash.
written well.
Yeah.
They're one dimensional and they
Yeah.
don't have any depth to them. So when something happens, they react the exact way you expect them to,
Yeah.
and that's not
So
fun
like
for a
their
movie.
dimensions were nerdy tech guy was I love dinosaurs but I'm scared.
Yeah.
Her dimension was I love dinosaurs and fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Pretty much.
I mean, they're just boring. I'm like, just how about instead of every time the screenwriter wanted to write a joke, you just erased the characters and you put like a cool dinosaur killing somebody scene.
You would have made it better.
Couldn't have made the movie worse.
like
Yeah.
look,
or just a BBC documentary on dinosaurs. I'd rather watch that than this shit.
listen, folks at home, like we don't like this movie so much that me and Bear, when we were watching it, we were just messing around with the movie theaters.
It was really
reclining
obnoxious, by the
seats
way.
Constantly, we're just
Yes. The people in front of me kept looking back at me like I was doing it. So I was looking at you like, please stop.
You see, I saw them look at you, which is why I kept doing it
Yeah.
because I thought that was
It
hilarious.
was funny.
See this brown guy behind me with the long hair?
It's look,
moving the
Rob,
seats, man.
it's penance for having you yell dope all the time. in a
When
movie
stuff is
theater.
dope in movies, I'm enthusiastic. When Black Panther did the backflip thing, that was dope. There were 0 backflips in this movie, so I did not say any.
when
I
the
didn't say
quiet
dope.
place was quiet.
Bro, I'd go see a dinosaur do a backflip.
And whisper it to the guy behind me.
I didn't like that movie.
Another dumb joke, the holy cliche, where there's someone's gonna say holy shit, and then an explosion happens before
you
they
don't
say
hear it?
shit,
Yeah.
and it explodes. That was really dumb. There's a part in this movie where the velociraptor cries when they're doing surgery. That's impossible. Reptiles don't have tear ducts. I don't know why that bothers me, but it did.
This isn't like Neil deGrasse
I know,
Tyson's
but
tweets.
still.
Like
It doesn't matter. It's just stupid things.
You're missing
when
the
a bunch
point
of
the
big
movie.
things start pissing you off, the little things start
Like
pissing
really,
you off
this
too.
movie's not supposed to be about scientific accuracy, but we
It's supposed to be
couldn't help-
about protect the animals. That's what this whole movie
Yeah.
is like. Supposed to make you feel sorry for these animals. That's all it
Oh,
is.
Did you guys immediately know that the bad guy was Henry Mills or whatever when you saw him?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Because he tries to be super nice, and then like
and like his turning from good cop, bad cop.
it happens in like 12
good
minutes.
philanthropist,
And then
bad
he had that weird
philanthropist.
sexual energy with the female lead that the bad guys always have, where
Yeah.
they like think he's a good guy.
It's
at
a
first,
weird
it
and a
turns
little
out to be-
rapey.
Yeah,
I don't like
all
it.
borderline rapey, like
Here's the thing:
kind of weird.
They did that in Jurassic Park 3, where it was like a benefactor wants to like go see or save the
They do it
dinosaurs.
in all these movies.
Well,
Yeah, I like this better when it was called Jurassic Park. All the ones before this,
Yeah. Jurassic Park 1 through 4.
it's the same movie.
Yeah.
Like it has the same beats, the same moments. Like they even do like in Lost World, they do the surgery on the little baby T-Rex. Like there's this same moment in this one with the raptor and stuff. Like the same exact crap.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, look.
And if they're gonna add like this bad guy,
And the movie feels like he was trying so hard to be different.
yes,
To be like not your dad's Jurassic Park, but it wound up being just Jurassic Park by numbers.
and it's the same motivation that the last bad guy has. Vincent D'Onofrio is in Jurassic World. He's like, I'm gonna make these dinosaurs and turn them into soldiers or something.
Oh yeah,
That's
let's just
the
keep
same
that
thing.
going.
It's the same thing.
Well, no doubt now this time it's let's sell some
Let's sell
dinos.
them
let's
for
let's
soldiers.
do a little offshoot and sell some dinos to some rich people. But
Yes. I just like it's I feel like what's the point if you're the guy writing the movie or directing the movie and you go like the bad guy shows his hand like after 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Once they're on the island and they shoot Chris Pratt with the tranquilizer gun and he has a weird Jim Carrey moment where he's trying to get his feeling back and he's flopping around like a fish.
he was trying to do the Wolf of Wall Street like scene.
That was the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, but
It
with
was
lava.
it was so weird and not funny.
Yeah.
It was bad.
I would have just been like, just like let the fire touch you for a second, and then all your senses will come back. I wouldn't have done that, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it wasn't funny. And but if you're the person like writing the movie, and the bad guy shows his hand so quickly, what's the point of doing it in the first place? Do something else. The guy who did this movie before this, he did a movie called A Monster Calls, and it was really good. It's a really emotional kind of movie, and this movie feels so.
The screenwriter?
The director,
Oh.
J.A. Boyona. And he did a movie called A Monster Calls, and it's really great. It's like a all cool, like trippy kind of fairy tale. you
Yeah.
know? And it's really good.
Trevorrow, the director of the first Jurassic World, even came back as a writer in
Yes,
this one.
which is why it probably feels weirdly corporate. Like it's
Yeah.
like
This,
this,
that's
It feels
this movie
like a
felt like they had
franchise.
executive producers saying you have to do this, this, and this, and they had like no artistic freedom.
yeah, and they
at
got
all.
one of the most artistic guys I could think of working right now to do that. But they did that with the other one too, Jurassic World. Like before Jurassic World.
Here's the thing. I think a part of the reason why the first Jurassic World worked was nostalgia factor.
Yes, that's true.
Very much so nostalgia factor.
But it's weird that they get these indie direct. Like before this, Trevorrow did
If
a
you're
movie.
gonna get
Yeah.
indie directors to your fucking movie, let them do what they want.
Yeah. What's the worst that happens? I mean, they let not an indie guy, but
The worst that
indie-
happens is they get Ron Howard in to do your movie for you.
Yeah, which was fine. I still thought it was a good movie. But, they let Rian Johnson do The Last Jedi. And I know people raised a shitstorm, but it made like $1.4 billion. It's going to be fine. It's Jurassic Park. Everyone's going to take their kid to see it. At least have something interesting happen because before they did Jurassic World, Colin Trevorrow did.
Well, what I'm hearing from you right now is that you're okay with it being watered down and like more franchisey than.
No, the opposite. I'm saying the opposite. Like you can do like more, or maybe not smarter, but you can do like a more unique approach to these movies, because both of these directors did unique movies before this.
Yeah.
And it felt like they just found an indie director who had some talent, and they just throw money at him, and they kind of write his movie for him, and they just say, you're just the guy behind the camera.
Yeah.
And it feels weird and corporate. It's like the worst kind of Marvel movies. They all feel homogenized, and they all look the same and feel the same. It's kind of how I felt with these last two movies, but at least the first one, like it said, it was more novel because we hadn't seen it in forever.
Yeah.
So,
And it didn't. And again, I'll go back to the fact that the first Jurassic World didn't take itself so seriously.
Yeah.
Like that one character whose job was pretty much just to say, we are playing the nostalgia factor. Here's a Jurassic Park T-shirt. Ha ha ha.
yeah. But in a way,
It was shameless.
but it's more clever because it's also a kind of a commentary on consumerism, and we'd package cyanide into fucking Huff bags if we thought it would make us enough money. It's kind of. I feel like Jurassic World is at least smarter than this one.
Yeah.
And
And it had a Jimmy Buffett cameo. I mean, you can't get any better than a Jimmy
Yeah.
Buffett cameo.
And plus, like, it has better, like, scary moments, or, like, not scary moments, but better killing dinosaur moments.
All right,
Like,
so what kind of genre would we place Jurassic Park? or specifically this movie?
I mean, it's a disaster movie, but
It's
it's
also
just not
science
a good
fiction.
One. It's just not a good one.
No, it is science fiction.
I have some other criticisms here. Hold on one second. I'll bring these up because I want to get these before my phone dies. Mills selling the Indoraptor to the Indoraptor prototype to make it even worse is dumb. He's selling it to his own competitors who will make new ones for cheaper.
Which they say in the movie.
Yes. So I was just like, what's the like? It doesn't make any sense. What's
You just
the point
get to
of that?
watch all these bad guys make really dumb decisions one right after another.
I said,
it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, bad guy is a douche to dinosaurs, so when he's killed, we don't. Yeah, I already mentioned that one. Yeah. This one cracked me up. The first dinosaur they auction is an Ankylosaurus, the tank dinosaur.
Yeah.
Which he mentions. He says this dinosaur is better than a tank, and I was like, is it though? Is it better than an actual tank with people inside it that shoot bullets out of it?
No.
And that don't cost $55 million.
Yes. I mean, they sell it for like 10 something million. That's what? 3 tanks? I
At
feel like it's
best,
3
it's a
tanks.
good lawn ornament.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Jesus. And I
Although
was just-
riding that thing into battle, like if I was a UFC fighter and I could ride that thing to a UFC fight, that would be badass.
if
I
these
would
were
do
just
that.
spoiled,
Sick.
if these were just spoiled rich people with like, I don't know, white foxes around their neck or something, I would have bought that more. Why do they like you're not buying this dinosaur because they make it
You're
feel
buying
like
the Ankylosaurus for military applications?
Exactly. It's so dumb. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's like buying an armadillo for military. It's just a bigger armadillo.
Yeah.
It
That's
doesn't
a
make
very
any
good
sense.
point.
Yeah. I was like, anyway.
You want to fuck your enemies with this giant dildo?
Anyway.
What was it that you said like where you're so mad that didn't happen in this movie?
Oh, I said that the one thing that I wanted to see that I didn't get to see was Chris Pratt boning a dragon.
Yeah.
Dragons aren't dinosaurs. Dragons aren't real.
Hey,
They're dragons.
I saw the trailers. I was like, Chris Pratt's going to bone one of these dragons. Let's do
I'm
this.
surprised they didn't do that. Not
have a
him
dragon,
bone a
wings,
dragon.
and-
Yeah, just like it's we mix these 2 dinosaurs.
It's a flipping dragon.
Flying
I mean, we've
T-Rex
already dealt-
dinosaur.
That would be more interesting.
I mean,
Yes, it would have been.
we've already dealt with Tricerascat, and that was in the first movie.
Dude, you know how if they made like a fire-breathing dragon in Jurassic Park and just changed it into like Camelot or something?
Yeah, How to
Mid-movie.
Train Your Jurassic Park.
That would've
Yeah.
been- I would have liked
Speaking
that.
of
They're going to do
Toothless.
that in the next movie. They're going to make bigger flying monster
There's going to be
dinosaurs.
pteranodon pets and pterodactyl pets. And,
Probably.
Yeah.
I feel like the entire
little-
end, the entire end of this movie feels like it could have just been the beginning of this movie. Instead
Yeah.
of having a big disaster open sequence where dinosaurs kill scientists or whatever, pushing buttons, just to have them like the volcano goes off, some of them drown, and some of them what? But have some of the people at the beginning of the movie, have some of the dinosaurs get off the island at the beginning, and then they're in the wild.
Yeah, that'd have been
That would have been a way better.
or just
cut
saying
out
like
the middleman.
some rich guy stole them from the island and let them loose in the wild. That
Yeah.
an accident happened. They got loose. Like that's way more believable. And then you have, but see, look, even if they had done that, it doesn't feel like they gave the creative people enough creative freedom to
Say.
go with their vision anyway. Like it's very cookie cutter, and like y'all said, it's fit the mold of the franchise perfectly, and they didn't want to take any risks, anything.
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't disagree with any of that. Also, the weirdest plot twist in this movie: the granddaughter of the benefactor is a clone.
No, I thought that was like.
Why was that fucking necessary?
I thought it was one of the only cool things, to be honest.
I thought it was real dumb.
I thought it was
I wanna-
unnecessary.
Man, because
I wanna know why,
In the next movie, is she's like grown up or whatever, and she's like got a purpose because she's like, that's the big.
She's gonna
social-
become a PETA ambassador.
There you go.
Dinosaurs have a right to life like me.
Yeah.
And I would have been like, hey, B.
Yeah, but how crazy
But
is
that
that?
was so
Like, your
pointless.
But they're
grandpa-
also
Yeah, but
big and
think about-
scary.
Think about that. In one night, her grandpa dies on her. She gets attacked by an Indoraptor,
Yeah.
and she figures out that she's a fucking clone.
Yeah.
And everyone
mention she
who was
met
in
Chris
her life,
Pratt.
who ever loved her, is gone or dead. And these 2 weirdos who let dinosaurs loose on the mainland are just like, come with us, it'll be okay.
I'm not saying that she doesn't do a good performance. She definitely does. She like cries
little
a
girl
lot.
does
Oh,
a
the
great
actress,
performance.
like
Yeah.
the actress did an amazing job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just felt like I feel like you could still do all that and not make her a clone.
I thought that was a cool plot thread.
But why? Just like
It was pointless.
Why
It
not?
didn't affect anything else in the
Because
movie.
we're already at the pinnacle. We're past the pinnacle, which was the Indominus Rex. We're at bullshit, which is.
and I debate whether that was
So,
even the pinnacle.
We'll cover up a little bit of that bullshit with a cool little. We'll go past the dinosaurs and we'll go into we're doing dinosaurs. Why the fuck haven't we done some human junk?
Fair
Dude,
enough.
whether
I
it
feel
smells like
this
dog
open-
shit or smells like cat shit, either
we're
way,
making-
you're not going
if
to
we're
eat it.
If we're making Indominus Rexes, why aren't we making like gorillas with like
I feel like
freaking armored backs and stuff?
I feel like my apprehension about her being a clone is they're gonna do like human dinosaur hybrids or something weird in the next one. I'm gonna be like,
Bring it on.
no.
Let's have
Instead of dope, I'll say no.
Let's have a crossover with that movie Species or whatever.
Hey,
Is that
baby, you
really
trying
what
to get you some of this
Zach, is that-
dino dick?
Yeah,
Is that
Chris
really
Pratt's
what you-
gonna fuck a fucking dragon? In the next one.
Is that really
called
what
it.
you want to see?
Yes,
A
I want to see
species
some
Jurassic
Jurassic
hybrid?
crazy. I want to see. Yeah, let's do it.
A dude with horns coming out of his head,
Maybe.
grows a
We'll
tail.
put Daniel Radcliffe in there.
No.
It's a really bad horns reference.
I don't
was
even know that was
terrible.
what you were doing.
That was terrible.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Hey, I want you to
But-
raise your hand up. Now slap yourself. That was terrible.
No, that was just you clapping your hands. Don't fall for it, listeners.
Tried to pull some podcast magic.
The end of this movie, when the Indoraptor gets out and starts killing people, one, they do that thing that like PG movies do when someone
Climbs to the top of something.
no, when someone dies, they cut to black.
Yeah.
Like they have the scream echo, and then it cuts to black. I've been waiting all movie for this thing to kill somebody. And aside from killing Crocodile Dundee's jerk off American Republican duo doppelganger,
Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill, whatever his name is. Like, aside from that kill, it was just like, why? Let me see them. Like, I feel like children would be fine. Like, it rips
felt
his
like he
arm
was
off.
Doing that like so on purpose. It was just like an art thing for the director, like,
Maybe.
to make all those kills off screen.
Who takes their kid to a movie with T-Rexes in it and doesn't expect to see some type of violence?
Yeah. Like, you remember, like, the first Jurassic Park? It kills the guy on the toilet.
Yeah,
And it's horrible.
and it's amazing.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum gets, like, his legs all bloody and broken.
See the blood.
And he's
splatter all
shirtless and
across the kids'
sexy.
faces. It's gritty.
Yeah, in Lost World, the T-Rex eats that guy out of the waterfall, and his blood falls down the waterfall. And I was like,
The little baby, the pygmy raptors. Or
they
whatever
eat
they
a
are.
guy to
Yeah,
death,
they eat
and you
this
just
guy
hear his
alive, like,
screams.
bite
and
by
it's
bite.
horrible.
Like, it's so like that's an off-screen kill, but it's so visceral.
Yes, and I was like, also, they get away from the Indoraptor like 7 different times.
And this thing's supposed to be like the apex predator.
Yes,
And
it's
like there's a
designed
bit
to-
where they hide in the dark, and it's like, can't this thing see in the dark?
yeah,
Or
and like,
smell them because
they-
it doesn't have scent receptors.
Yeah,
like-
No, it
even
has an increased sense of
There are
smell.
like
Yeah.
5 fucking references to this thing's like sense of smell.
Yeah,
And it never
and how it has
once-
better acute responses than a human. And I was like, does it? Again, we're back to the tank thing.
Yeah.
Is it better than an actual human?
Because a German
soldier?
Shepherd would have found them people like that.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
And like the raptor is like, there's this little. It's the thing where they're going around like a thing, and the raptor's on
Like
the
a
other
pillar.
side of the thing, and they're on this side of the thing, and then eventually the raptor gets on top of the thing on a big statue and is looking.
now I can
but
see you.
But they're directly under it. But the raptor never just goes like. Looks down. I was like, is this thing a lethal killing machine, or is it just a big, dumb, stupid animal
Lizard.
that wrecks over and breaks stuff? It didn't feel like a stealthy, lethal killing machine. You remember at the end? I'm sorry, I have to do
You're fine.
this.
Finish.
You remember at the end of the first Jurassic
Like the
Park?
raptors in the first Jurassic Park and that kitchen scene seemed way more competent.
But
than this
even
fucking thing.
even before that, when they kill the trainer in the forest, he sees the one raptor off in the distance, and it looks dead at him, and he knows immediately he's already dead.
Yep.
Because he says when he sees one in front of him, the other 2 are coming from the side. He looks to the side, and it's boom right there. Those things are way, but I feel like it's not a better killing machine, and they don't do a good job trying to make it seem like it's a better killing machine. It's just bigger and faster, maybe.
okay.
Fuck
And
that dinosaur.
Here's one of the big reasons why I hated the comedy in this movie is because the original Jurassic Park has one of the greatest dad jokes in cinematic history, where
the
the
electric
dude
fence.
grabs the electric fence and scares those kids. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
And there is not one moment like that in this movie, and that is horseshit.
Nope. For all of Chris Pratt's quirkiness, there's not a single
Like
joke that
original,
lands
just
well.
a funny thought. There wasn't one original funny thought in this entire movie.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all like recycled jokes. That's like the least bad thing in this movie. Another thing I had, I would have liked the score a lot more. I'm the only one on this podcast who ever gives a damn about the music, probably because I do have to do it all the time.
I care about the score.
Yeah, but I would have.
I was like, they were keeping score?
It seemed
What?
really watered down, honestly.
The way I said I would have liked the score more if it wasn't so heavy-handed and put over like these just images that just felt like really over the top. Like the only good part that I thought like, oh, that score was good is when the Brachiosaurus is on the shore and the music swells up and the thing which
It
by the way,
dies
like
in
the
the
thing
fire.
slowly shutting and the daylight going out was really over the top.
Yeah.
But I was like, I thought that music was good, but we don't get any of the we get one moment of the John Williams score. And I was like, what? Why are there not more moments where you put the Jurassic Park music in here? They don't even know how to do nostalgia right
Like
in
you
this
feel
movie.
an undercurrent. There's a little bit like an undercurrent of some OG Jurassic Park score in there, but it's like watered down and like
I
overlaid
literally,
with other stuff.
this was the second time I saw this movie. There's only one moment of John Williams' score. They try to capture like moments, like when the Brachiosaurus walks by the first time.
It's like when you're watching like the prequel Star Wars movies and you get hints and glimpses of the original score,
But not near as good as they did it.
At least the prequel Star Wars movies, like they have those moments in them.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
This one
I
didn't.
just- yeah. Anyway, like I said, I don't even have that big of like a nostalgic factor for Jurassic Park, but even I was like, I could have made a better emotional moment here with the music. I could have just to put when the Brachiosaurus walks by them, put the thing from the first Jurassic Park where they see the first Brachiosaurus and it eats the thing and then it rears up on its back legs. It's just like, I know this is a smug-free podcast and I'm really struggling to keep the smug at
it's
a zero.
hard to have a smug-free podcast when you're literally talking about a trash can
banal-
of a movie.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie,
it's-
when y'all said that in the beginning, you're like, "Yeah, this is smug free," and then y'all started doing this. I thought that was like ironic. I thought y'all were being smug.
No,
on purpose.
here's the thing. I do try it because there's one thing I hate more than anything is when I love a movie and some snooty critic is
It's really hard to talk about movies in like this format, in this way, like without coming across as a bit pretentious.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to get to the listeners is that, like we don't know what we're talking about really.
Yeah.
We just go watching movies and we like to talk about them.
Sure.
Okay, that's
what
fair.
he said. But is there anything else? Because I would like to take the last remaining. We got a little bit of time left for the podcast. I'd like to talk at the end of each podcast episode. We talk about like whatever the sort of genre is. So like if it's a sci-fi movie, we talk about our favorite sci-fi movies. We could talk about our favorite Jurassic Park movies and other maybe monster movies in general.
Any other movies based on Michael Crichton books?
The 13th Warrior.
Oh, is that really?
Yes,
With
it
Antonio
is.
Banderas?
It's called The Eaters of the Dead.
Huh.
It's a weird
I love
book.
that movie.
Yeah, I do too. It's not bad. It's a
I
weird
haven't
book
seen that
though.
movie.
It's like one half Beowulf, one half cannibal people or something. It's okay.
We'll have to watch it sometime.
Yeah.
Timeline is Michael Crichton, the one with Paul Walker.
Huh.
I like the new Planet of the Apes franchise.
Dope.
So like that's
Dope.
close to the same genre.
mostness.
Like the new Planet of the Apes is done really, really well.
Yes.
How many
I like
are
this a
there
lot.
now?
Three.
Aren't there like
There's
three
three.
of them?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, and they might do a fourth one, but the guy who directed the last two stepped away from it because he's going to do like a Batman movie. And
Oh, dope.
he was
Batfleck?
Yeah, and he was Matt. The director is Matt Reeves. He's going to be doing it.
Yeah, no, but it's the Batfleck movie.
Yeah, and he said I have an idea for a fourth one. He hasn't seen any of these, so it's weird for me to I know
I
you've
saw
seen
the
it.
one. I saw the first one.
Yeah, the James Franco one.
Yeah.
It's good. It's I think the second one is the best because the second one he fights another ape. There's like an ape bad guy, ape on ape violence or something.
He got aped.
Yeah. The last one is a little misleading because it's called War of the Planet of the Apes, and you think you're in for this really harrowing war movie.
Like the downfall of humans.
Yeah, but war. But there's it's not.
It's not.
It's still great. It's just
So it's another cliffhanger.
No, it has
let's
a
milk this
definitive
franchise some more?
No, it has a definitive ending. There could be a sequel to it, but I felt that it was really definitive. The war happens in the opening 20 minutes. There's this big battle, and then the rest of it is Caesar goes on his journey of sort of like revenge, and it's just like this really personal movie. You'd love it because feels really indie. Woody Harrelson's the bad guy, and there's a bunch of cool monologues. I like the way the movie resolves at the end.
I do
I
love
really like that movie.
a well acted monologue.
Yeah, I agree. Your favorite Jurassic Park movie is The Lost World.
It absolutely is.
And I want to know.
This movie disparages it.
I want to know why that's your favorite, because a lot of people are like, it's okay, but it's not as good as the first one. But I am open to the idea that it is better. I just want you to convince me.
That The Lost World's better?
Yeah.
Than the original Jurassic Park?
Yeah. It's
All
your
right,
favorite.
here's the thing. You get a lot more
him on the spot.
Ian Malcolm. You get loads more because he's the best character by far.
Yeah, that's true.
Of any Jurassic
I agree
Park
with
movie.
that. Vince Vaughn is in it.
You get so much Ian Malcolm. You get Vince Vaughn in there.
Who just disappears halfway through the movie. You never find out what
after
happens
they
to him.
save the baby T-Rex. Yeah, you get tons of great sequences that are like the original Jurassic Park, but just double on, double up on it. Like
Better action sequences.
like the RVs hanging off the cliff.
Yes.
you get double the T-Rexes.
You're winning me over, Zach.
You get dinos in the mainland turning over cars in the street. Like
That part's okay.
It is a sequel to it's the reason why sequels are supposed to be like
And Spielberg
twice the fun.
And
twice
Spielberg came
yeah.
back for a sequel, which he almost never does,
Right.
except for Indiana Jones. That doesn't count. That's a
So
serial.
yeah, Lost World, I would even put it up as one of the best sequels of all time. One of the most ambitious sequels of all time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sequels that fall flat on their face.
Yeah.
Yep.
That one's pretty good, though.
Yeah.
I think The Lost World, Jurassic Park, A Lost World is better than
I think it's got better deaths.
I mean, it's even got like tackling like racial family dynamics and stuff. Like Ian Malcolm's got this adoptive daughter and stuff. Like
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff like that. It's just all over the conservationism. Like all kinds of stuff is tackled in this movie.
Yeah.
That is done in a much deeper way than the first.
Yeah. Good characters, too. I
yeah.
like all the people in that.
Great characters.
Even the guy with the tranquilizer gun, he's kind of smart aleck. He's kind of like a
Yeah,
smart
the
aleck.
Outback
And when he
guy.
dies, I was like, oh, fuck, I liked him. I wanted him to live. Even when he dies, and I've already seen the movie like 10 times, I'm always like, damn it. Thought this time history was going to rewrite itself. During that, it's during that bus sequence is pretty
the RV
chilling.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and plus it's the opening sequence where they get eaten by where they're on vacation or whatever, and they get eaten by all the little
I
pygmy.
forgot about that.
Yeah,
Trying to
the
think.
movie's great, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Dude, how high did your voice just get?
Hey, don't disparage him. He's always blah on this podcast.
Okay,
I have to
okay.
bring the
My bad,
energy.
my bad.
Yeah,
So he's
it-
finally
it
excited about
It
something.
takes a lot to get me excited.
Okay.
Yeah, that is a good movie though. I feel like do you know the name of the guy in the movie? He's like the game hunter. He's the guy who organized it all. You know what I'm talking about? He brings down a T-Rex. There's that scene where
With his bare hands.
There's the scene where the rich guy who's funding everything walks up and you see him just sitting there with his gun next to him and you hear the big breathing of
Yeah.
the T-Rex, and I was like, that guy's cool. Whatever happened to him?
I don't know.
He's good. He's like an Irish guy. He's like something Flanagan or whatever. But he's really good, and he's a cool kind of. He's not like the bad guy, but
All right,
I wanted
there.
something like that for this movie, where like the guy with the gun is just like a fucking on top of it game hunter.
Yeah.
But he's not. He's just a douchebag.
Yeah, Bear, what are some of your favorite science fiction / Jurassic Park / animal disaster movies?
Yeah, feel free to talk about your favorite Jurassic Park movie or Jurassic Park.
That's why I brought up Planet of the Apes. That's,
Yeah.
Oh,
that was
shit.
Yeah. Okay.
that was my
we
answer to
already
that
did
question.
That's fine. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Is Jurassic Park 3 better than people give it credit for?
Jurassic Park 3 is hot garbage.
Yeah. Is it better than this movie though?
Yes.
There are a lot
feel
of
like it
things
is.
that
I think
like
Jurassic
about-
Park 3 is better than this movie that we watched.
There are a lot of things I like about Jurassic Park 3, but
The bird cage.
was the worst one until now.
Fair enough.
Definitely.
I like that birdcage scene. That's pretty scary.
I like
The fact that you can be like, oh yeah, I remember something I liked from Jurassic Park 3.
The Spinosaurus is pretty cool.
See, you can remember stuff you liked about that. We were struggling
I
to
like
say
the-
something
I
we
like
liked about
the
this movie.
callback to the seatbelt joke.
Yeah. Fair enough.
That's the best.
What
thing
about the part?
Jurassic Park
What about the
Yeah.
part where Sam Neill hallucinates raptors going, Alan?
Yeah, that
Pretty-
was. Woof. Okay. Yeah.
No, I just I don't like it that much either. But I was like, there's some cool stuff that I like in there.
All right, so we don't recommend this movie. Don't go see it. Go see anything else.
Go see this movie if you're on a date and you're trying to get some side action in a movie theater and you don't want to watch the movie. Like, definitely go see it then. Other than that, don't go see this movie.
Yeah.
You heard it from the bear's mouth.
I suppose so. I wouldn't disagree with that. I watched it twice, but the second time I watched the movie, it got
God, you watched it twice.
It got worse.
You suffered.
The movie's
twice.
like there was a time in the movie theater where you're like, "How long is this movie?" And I was like, "It's only been 90 minutes," and you were like, "What?"
Yeah, I remember
you
that.
audibly said it that loud too. No, you didn't, but it just felt like you did. The outrage in your voice was.
Yeah, I was pretty mad. I was like, "We're only halfway through."
The movie's short and it feels so long. It really does. Anyway,
kind of like this podcast.
Not that long.
No, I just whenever there's like I dislike a thing or there's just not there's not enough good things to say. I feel like the pod like it drags.
Fair enough.
Like,
But I'm about to pick it right up, baby, because I want to talk about my favorite monster movie, or one of my favorites. Some people don't like it actually. I have actually it's a weird thing on the internet.
Is it Rampage?
Jaws.
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jaws gave me nightmares as a child.
Yes,
I love
it's
that
terrifying.
movie.
It's the only reason I'm excited to see that movie Meg that I was talking about. Where's the
About
big? Where it's a
Megalodon?
Yeah, it's a giant ass shark, but it's like super giant.
Yeah.
It's probably as big as that underwater dinosaur in this movie.
Yeah. I've seen I think one trailer.
And plus
for it.
Jason Statham's in it, and I was like, I like
So
that guy.
is it just like modern day Moby Dick?
Well, it's just like Jaws. They're hunting down a giant shark, and it just looks cool.
So it's like teeth are the size of a house.
Yeah. Maybe not that big, but it's just like it's big.
Its ribs are ceiling
like a small apartment.
If you stood up, like
small apartment, not a house.
If you stood up, if I stood up, like that's about its mouth could engulf you still.
The Big Don.
Yeah, but you know what I love about Jaws? That movie should like not even work. That movie shouldn't be.
I mean, their props didn't even work.
Exactly. The shark kept fucking up during the set.
Yeah.
So they kept having to shoot it from like weird angles and just shoot the fin on top of the water and stuff. And I was like, yeah, like this movie shouldn't even be good. It should be like just it should just have fallen flat.
But you see, that's what a lot of monster movies get wrong, is they show the monster too soon and too often.
Yeah, that's where that trope comes from. Now we have to wait to see the monster for like an hour. Like,
They
remember?
didn't do that in The Quiet Place. They showed us the monster pretty early.
Trying to think back. Do we ever see like a close up of the face?
It's very
Early.
fast when he takes out the kid. He's
Well, it
very
takes
fast.
we
yeah,
see
but you don't
that,
like
but
see
I
him
mean,
very
like,
well. It's kind of
Yeah.
like
But then we
blur.
see a little bit of build up, but we do see the monster in its full glory pretty early.
Yeah,
There's a
I hate.
Netflix movie. I forget the name of it. It's a horror movie. I don't know if y'all seen it. Dudes go hiking. They get lost. They end up in a cabin, and it's a monster movie about one of Loki's children in Scandinavia. But anyway, the movie, it's all right. It's not the best movie in the world, but the monster in it is one of the best looking monsters I've ever seen in a monster movie. Like it's even after you
What
see
are
it
we
on
talking?
screen,
We're talking
like
tentacles. We're talking like oozing shit.
imagine like a deer with a body
Is
hanging
this like
from its
Krampus
face.
or something?
No, it's I mean, I can look it up real quick.
Yeah,
but,
sure. Feel if you want to look it up.
yeah.
I don't like the trope of having to wait to see the monster for forever. In Peter Jackson's King Kong, we wait like 90 minutes before we see him. And we'd seen him in the trailers already. And I was like, and the new King Kong movie that came out, if you haven't seen that, you should. You probably dig it.
The one with Samuel Jackson in it.
Yes. It's very nihilistic.
I watched it, I watched the trailers for it, and that didn't make me want to watch it.
Yeah, fair enough.
I was like,
It's not amazing, but one thing they do that they get rid of is they show you him quick. Like as soon as they get to the island, like he's like, "Is that a giant monkey?" And it throws stuff at them, and then that's when shit hits the fan. And I was like, "Yes, that's good. I don't want to have to wait to see your monster."
It's called The Ritual.
The Ritual. Yeah, I've never seen that.
It's
I'll
the
check it out,
monster, and
though.
it's very cool.
Cool.
That's worth watching just to see the monster.
I feel
Side
like
project.
I feel like monster movies, in and of themselves, get a bad rap. Some of my favorite like horror movies. And
so much so that Universal can't even get their universe off the ground.
Yeah, because it's not a monster movie. They made The Mummy, but it was like an action movie.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna do it an action movie, do it like the Brendan Fraser one. Do it like
Sixth
Indiana Jones
Sense is
style.
actually
Yeah.
a monster movie.
The Sixth Senses?
Sure.
How?
That little kid was a monster.
That's
Did you see
the
him?
twist.
He was talking
That
to dead
the twist,
people.
is he was a ghost the whole time.
No, Bruce Willis was a ghost the whole time.
Yeah. Bruce Willis is a monster.
Monsters aren't ghosts. I want monsters, meaning they could be killed if you shoot them or something.
Is that how monsters work?
I guess.
You
I don't know.
kill 'em
My
if you
point
shoot
is, I think monster movies get a bad rap because some of my favorite horror movies are monster movies. Like Jeepers Creepers is a horror movie that I like a lot.
Scooby Doo.
Yeah, I guess. Don't watch Jeepers Creepers if Scooby Doo scares
I
you.
was just playing. No, Jeepers Creepers is a great movie.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. And like even the sequel, which gets like a bad rap too. I was like, I like it.
Yeah.
Big scary wings attacking a bunch of horny teenagers on a school bus. It sounds like it would be stupid, but I think it's awesome.
That's a fun movie.
It is. It's fun and like I want more. I want monster movies to make a comeback, which is why I'm always rooting for them. That's why I went and saw Rampage, and Zach was like, "Ugh, no." But
I feel like Guillermo del Toro flirts with monster movies.
Yeah.
Like,
If anyone should do one, if anyone ever does like Creature from the Black Lagoon, just let him do
he
it.
already did The Shape of Water.
I know, but that was a romantic movie.
Creature from the Love Lagoon.
Did you ever actually watch that?
I need to get on that. I need to get on all the Oscar bait stuff.
Me and Will watched it. And if you watch it, we should do an episode. I think you'll like it because you like weird shit.
Further suggestion for more future episodes. We need to do Glow.
The Mark Maron show about the lady
Yeah,
wrestlers.
the Netflix show.
We have a lot of TV that we have to do. We still have to do Atlanta and Lost in Space.
Oh, good Lord, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Are you caught up with Atlanta, Rob?
I have not even started.
Get on that, man.
And True Detective season 3, which you're definitely gonna want to do.
Oh yeah.
Shot in Arkansas. Yeah, baby. Anyway.
Well, that about does it for the movie date with Rob and Zach.
And Bear.
And special guest with us tonight, Bear. Which you need to plug anything?
July 18th, I'll be at Whitewater Tavern doing stand-up. July 17th, I am at Hibernia Irish Tavern doing Brain Trust with Michael Brown.
And that's all here in Little Rock.
Yes. July 29th, I'm at the Joint for their late night show. It's going to be an experimental show. I'm going to wear a panda onesie and tell the story of how I got that panda onesie. I stole it from a one-legged woman, so it's a very good story. You're not going to want to miss out.
How would you do that?
I was running from a woman that gave my friend herpes, and then the one-legged woman was having sex with one of my friends, and I was in her room. I was in boxers and boots. All I could find was her panda onesie, and I ran away. It's a long story, but it's hilarious.
I'll be the judge of that.
Sounds extremely entertaining.
Yeah. And other than that, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at BAIRTHECOMIC.
See, he does it
Bear the
right.
comic.
He plugs his Twitter and all that stuff. DaVinci was like, I'll be doing some jokes.
This guy's a pro.
Down at the stove sometime.
Guy's a pro. We're getting the pros in.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, movie fans. We'll see you next time.
Yes, hopefully with a less smuggish podcast. But I make no apologies. This movie is not good. Bye-bye.